In a world where Hollywood marriages rarely survive a decade, this one has lasted 35 years. Without fame, without headlines, and without a cell phone. Today, we reveal the quiet love story of Woody Harrelson and the woman he's kept out of the spotlight. For more than 3 decades, while Hollywood burned bright with scandals, divorces, and loud declarations of love, Woody Harrelson lived a quieter story, one so private that even his rare public appearances feel like whispers in a city built on noise. On a warm December afternoon in Los Angeles, beneath the glare of cameras and the permanent cement of fame, Woody Harrelson stepped onto Hollywood Boulevard. It wasn't for a premiere. It wasn't for applause. It was for friendship. Director James L. Brooks was receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and Woody, now 64, came to honor a man he admired. But something else caught the public eye. Sitting beside him, almost blending into the background, was Laura Louie, his wife of 17 years, his partner of 35, and the woman Hollywood almost never sees. Laura didn't wear makeup. She didn't pose. She didn't perform. A straw hat shaded her face, a burgundy-patterned dress flowed softly around her, and a simple bottle of water rested in her hand. In a place obsessed with image, she looked refreshingly untouched by it all. When Jamie Lee Curtis spoke from the stage, Woody listened, but every so often, his presence seemed anchored by the woman beside him. They've been together longer than many Hollywood careers last. Their story began far from red carpets, back in 1987 on the set of Cheers. Woody was young, newly famous, riding the energy of a hit sitcom. Laura arrived quietly into his world, not as a star, not as an actress, but as someone grounded, observant, and steady. The very next day after they met, Woody hired her as his personal assistant. For 3 years, they worked side by side. No headlines. No gossip columns. Just days filled with schedules, travel, conversations, and trust slowly forming. Romance didn't rush in, it grew. And nearly 30 years ago, what started as work turned into something deeply personal. Before Laura, Woody had been briefly married to writer Nancy Simon, a marriage that ended in 1986. But what followed with Laura wasn't fleeting. It was enduring. They welcomed their first daughter, Denny, in 1994. Then came Zoe in 1996. Years later, in 2006, their youngest daughter, Makani, arrived. 3 daughters. A family built quietly, far from the chaos most celebrities accept as normal. It wasn't until 2008, after more than 20 years together, that Woody and Laura finally married, choosing a small, private ceremony in Maui, Hawaii. No spectacle. No exclusives. Just a commitment sealed on their own terms. Laura has often been described as reclusive, though perhaps that word misses the truth. She simply chose distance from the spotlight, while Woody navigated it on his own. Their last red carpet appearance together before this week was in 2023. And even then, she stayed just slightly out of focus by design. Woody has always lived differently. He doesn't own a cell phone. His longtime friend and Cheers co-star Ted Danson once laughed about it, explaining that Woody refuses the constant tether of modern life. If someone needs him urgently, they don't call Woody, they call someone else who knows where he is. Woody himself explained why. He doesn't want to be reachable at all times. He doesn't want the appendage on his appendage. He wants freedom, presence, real connection. That philosophy extends to his career too. Earlier this year, Woody was set to appear in The White Lotus. He was excited. The role was his. But when production schedules changed and conflicted with a pre-planned family vacation, he walked away. Not for money. Not for ego. For time. It was an extremely hard decision, he admitted. But family came first. And in his words, things must be meant to be. That choice says everything. In an industry where saying no can cost you momentum, Woody Harrelson chose something rarer: continuity. A life not measured by constant visibility, but by presence where it matters most. So when he appeared on Hollywood Boulevard this December, seated quietly beside Laura Louie, it wasn't a publicity moment. It was a glimpse. A reminder that the most powerful love stories in Hollywood aren't always the loudest. Some of them wear straw hats. Some of them avoid cell phones. And some of them last 35 years, without ever asking the world to watch.